Lately, USA is getting scarier. Half of the Americans I see all hate America. They hate the cops doing their best to take care of us and kneel for the flag and salt the soldiers that we're burying. I'm tired of the pissing and complaining. Why you living in America if all you do is hate it? You think it's brave to take a stand against the nation? Real bravery is dying for the right so you can say it. Dear America, what happened to Americans? Apparently no one's aware or cares that it's embarrassing. It's arrogance. Our greatest enemy was always slavery and terrorists, and now it's people in the country trying to burn the heritage. I can't help it, I just seem to see the world different. It ain't Republicans or liberals, it's mental illness. The internet is only interested in left opinions. Cancel culture's got more power lately than the First Amendment. If you don't like it, leave. We will not defund police. We don't want no riots in our neighborhoods or in the streets. We respect freedom of speech. We protect what we believe. We don't want nobody dead, so please do not tread on me. In America, it's freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, you say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you pack your bags. America. Does anybody know what the hell happened to the Patriots? Lately, this nation is so ashamed and hating itself. Did everyone forget that people died to pay for this? Ungratefulness, United States gave everything to you just to help. I just want to celebrate Thanksgiving with my family. I don't need your help to understand it was a tragedy. Can I just be thankful for my country eating happily without you trying to guilt me for the genocide and casualties? I can't help it, I just seem to see the world different. It ain't black or white, it's conflict designed by the system. I don't need your pronouns, all I see is men and women. Kids are taking pills for fun while people can't afford prescriptions. If you don't like it, go. Hate it, then don't call it home. We don't need no violence, got no time for all you radicals. Screw the status quo, we're not animals. I won't kneel for the anthem, cause the flag is what I'm standing for. In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, you say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you pack your bags. America. You can hate the government and still love the country. The fundamental values of America are country. Republicans and liberals are dumb, to put it bluntly. They're labels that they use to create chaos and corruption. You can know the history and still be proud of where you're from. Every flag around the world is covered in a little blood. We started out United States divided is what we've become. If home is where the heart is, you should show America some love. In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, you say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you pack your bags. America.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey.
There we go. Wally's not going to be here tonight. He's got some race going on, and he's probably going to be drunker than tits at some point in time, so probably not the best to deal with him on the show. But we're going to be jumping right in on this shooter immediately. I love how conveniently this shooting was placed right before the NRA's largest gun show, 14 acres here in Houston, Texas. Absolutely massive gun show. And because of it, the shooting, Daniel Defense has backed out from this show, which is kind of weird. Why would y'all back out? Because this kid magically, one, he was a transgender. He was a tranny. I don't give a shit. You're a tranny. But had no money, was living with his grandma, magically gets 2 Daniel Defense firearms rated at about $5,000 total for both of them. Then you've got the ammo, the plate carrier, the magazines, and the sights. So you've got to add a couple, probably another $1,000 or $2 there alone. So you're at about $7,000 so far. And then he's got a brand new, what was it, F-150, F-250 truck. How did you get any of that? Any of that at all? When your grandma was living paycheck to paycheck, you just magically get all this equipment and then go on a shooting. What irritates me the most about this There's two things. One, it took the police 40 minutes to go and do anything for this. In fact, it was Border Patrol that actually went in and fixed the problem. Yes, fixed the problem. I will not rephrase that. Then you've got Beto O'Rourke sitting down there in Houston, here in Houston, protesting with everybody. We need more gun control. No, you need your cops to stop being a bunch of pussies. That's what you need. You need everybody to actually abide by constitutional carry. Then you need security in schools. You do realize that in the 50s and 60s, kids were taking their guns to schools, and there were actually shooting ranges in certain schools, and there was a class for this. And not once during this did there ever have a school shooting. Ever. For decades, we didn't have that. Now, magically, we're pushing that transgenderism is right. There's other genders. There's hundreds of genders. If you've got a dick, you're a guy. If you've got a vagina, you're a woman. I'd say tits, but I've seen a lot of fat guys too have tits, but that's beside the point. Stop letting cops hide and cower. If this is the whole reason the ranch is, it needs to become a real thing. This is why I created this. Because I'm sick of this crap where I feared for my life as a viable excuse not to do my job. You know how many jobs I was afraid of dying? What I had seen is he had a brand new truck.
Her truck.
Either way, you're still looking at $7,000 of equipment that can't be accounted for. But that's beside the point. The whole reason this show in the ranch needs to be a real thing is because I am so sick and tired of that bullshit excuse. I feared for my life. Bro, I have been stranded in a submarine losing power because we lost the thing that makes us power in the middle of the ocean, God knows where, doing 2 knots, some shit like that. I've dealt with 5 dryer fires on a submarine. My first ironworking job, I was put up 3 stories on a skeleton, so not tied into shit, and the wind was blowing me everywhere. I've fallen off of iron. I worked on tugboats with carcinogenic chemicals where the barge was so hot it would melt your boots. The chemicals we would deal with would burn. The burning process was clear, so you couldn't tell it was on fire. So no, get over this bullshit excuse. I feared for my life. You have training, you have equipment, you have backup, you have all sorts of things to help you with this problem. You waited 40 minutes and Border Patrol agent had to go in and fix the problem for you. 40 minutes and some random guy went in and dealt with the problem. Mm-hmm. Y'all are all disgraceful cops and your badges should be pulled immediately. Every last one of you. 19 kids dead because you were too bunch of pussies to do your job. Every single one of your badges should be destroyed and melted down and never used again. You are a disgrace to your business. You're a disgrace to the people. You're a disgrace to the uniform. You are useless beings. Not one of you deserves to have that job ever again. Ever. You are cowards at its finest. You are the reason 19 kids died. You. Not just because there were plenty of signs with this kid having problems and troubles. I don't say stop bullying these tranny kids. If you can't figure it out, bully them. I'm all about bullying kids. It makes you harder. It makes you tougher. Shows you how life really is going to be. There was plenty of signs that this kid had mental defects. But the fact that y'all sat there and did it, absolutely nothing, is appalling. Oh, yeah. What? Cutting his face? Yeah, because he didn't lie on his 4473. Oh, I didn't see that he was cutting his face. That's new. No, there are plenty of signs. He also called a friend and said he was going to go shoot up the school.
Yeah, and the friend didn't call the police.
Plenty of people had other backups. But the cops' job is to protect and serve. That's the whole reason they took that oath.
And that's what the cop's job at the school was supposed to do.
And I'll tell you right now, if the ranch becomes a real thing and I get to start training them, if they fail, I'm calling their supervisor immediately and saying, hey, this guy will get somebody killed in the line of duty. You need him removed. I will wean out the weakest people as quickly as possible. If you have no desire to uphold that oath to the fullest extent, you have no reason. There are millions of veterans out here that signed that piece of paper up to and including one's life. And a lot of them have paid that final price because they decided they needed to do something right, and they did it. They did it. How are millions of veterans able to do this? But the cops that are supposed to protect and serve the people that chased him to the school just going to sit outside and let this go on. We've shown there's corruption in the politics. We've shown there's corruption amongst the police forces. We've shown corruption in the NSA, FBI, CIA. We have multiple venues of evidence that have shown they don't care about us. And if we want to make our voices heard, then at this point in time, everybody needs to carry. Everybody. Texas is a constitutional carry state. There are 28 states now that allow constitutional carry. Do what is your God-given rights and carry a gun. And you see some jackass like this strolling around, I'm looking at it like an ammo drop. I have a sick sense of humor. But the sooner I put him on the ground, the sooner I have 2 new toys. He's no longer a problem. Where are you going with those guns? They're evidence. No. The evidence is he walked in this school trying to shoot kids. That was the evidence. He was in the act of committing the crime. He's now dead. You're going to try and destroy these guns. I'm going to give them a good home. That's how I'm looking at this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how a lot of us have watching this show. A majority of us have a very sick sense of humor. Should look at it the same way. You deal with the problem, you get a reward. Ta-da! Game over. That's it. It can be that simple. It can be. Because even if you just go to a range and plink at paper or steel targets, you have more training than that kid.
Right.
Oh, he's got better guns than I do. Are you a good shot? Yeah? Then what's it matter?
That's it.
2 to the chest, 1 to the head. Well, what if he shoots at me? You better shoot back, and you better be accurate. That's how a gunfight works. Right there.
Yep.
Dude has gun, you have gun. He shoots at you, you kill him. Ta-da! It's like I can simplify everything. It's ridiculous how they're just letting this go on and think that the people aren't seeing this. Even if he stole his grandma's truck, which I'm sure that's true, $7,000 at 18 years old is a shit ton of money. To the point where you don't even have enough credit for $7,000. I'll tell you, I was 19 years old, just enlisted in the Navy. My first credit card was $2,000. $2,000. That's it. Now it's 35.
Must have been nice.
No, it sucks. But
You
still,
don't want to know what mine was.
still, he's not getting $5,000 worth of guns at 18 years old with his own money.
Have you heard any reports of them talking to the place that he bought those weapons at? I haven't.
I haven't seen anybody come forward and say he bought them from us. I haven't seen one person say we sold it to him. Not one. But Daniel Defense is taking the brunt of the damage right now, and they basically admitted default because they backed out of the NRA gun show. You don't do that. You continue to go forward and you do what's you're allowed to do. It wasn't your fault he got a hold of those guns. Your job is to manufacture firearms. You're not the ones at fault. That is blaming the son for the sins of the father. I'm sure many of us know that quote. You are blaming somebody else for somebody else's actions. That's not how this works. This is not how this shit needs to play out. There's a few cases where I can agree with this. Like the parents not reporting anything and a kid goes out and shoots when there was plenty of signs. You should be held accountable for involuntary manslaughter. There was a moratorium, memorandum, some kind of paperwork on your student, child, whatever, and you didn't take it to anybody, yeah, it's your fault. You could have done something. But he killed the one person, and the kid that he called, the friend he called, should be held liable for involuntary manslaughter as well.
Right.
He called you and said he was going to go shoot up a school. You did nothing. You killed 19 kids. I'm putting the blame on two groups of people. The kid he called and the cops.
Yep.
And I am disgusted. I hope to God I never meet one of you, ever. I will punch you in the face immediately. I hope they give a report with every single one of your names. You are a disgrace. Oh, good. Good. Yeah. He needs to. This is on his head. But every cop that was there needs to be held accountable. Every single one of them. Every damn one of them.
Well, the worst part, when the story first came out, they said the police arrived and rushed in. Then as the story and video started coming out, everybody knew the real truth. They're sitting there. They're standing a half a block away from the school holding parents back. Even had to tase a couple of them.
Yeah.
Do you hear about the lady they handcuffed, took her to the side because she was trying to get in to get her kids? She got out of the handcuffs, ran, jumped over the fence, ran into the school, got her kids, and ran back out and threw them over the fence.
Yeah, it's amazing that a
And
parent...
that's before the cops went in.
The fact that the cops didn't even think about doing anything like this, and they were holding people back, that should show you this is a ploy. This should show, because the mainstream media is not going to cover that. They're not going to cover the fact that the cops were holding people back. The mainstream media is bought out. If you trust anything on the mainstream media, stop watching us, please.
Right.
You don't belong here. You don't. Because if you trust your mainstream media, we have taught you nothing at all. You will not learn a damn thing from this show. You will get pissed off from us every single time you watch us, and I don't have the patience to deal with every single one of you. I don't.
That's right.
If you believe your mainstream media, you're retarded. I don't give a crap. I'm not politically correct. I'm not going to be politically correct. I'm not going to try and assume your gender. If you look like a guy, you're a guy. If you look like a girl, you're a girl. I don't give a shit.
And people, we don't have teleprompters in front of us and a crew standing behind these cameras.
This is none
of that shit.
This is what I have. My computer. Right now. That's it.
That is it.
That's it.
You know, we talk from in here and up here. You know, everything we say comes out. We're not told to what to say. Yeah, we got headsets on, but there's nobody in the background telling me what to say.
No, but I am pissed off that these cops were this disgusting. That's just, you're done. You're done. And I hope the parents of every single one of these kids comes after you.
How could a cop sit there with a rifle and know they have an active shooter inside an elementary school with children and not take initiative to go, we're going in? We got to save lives. Just like the one teacher that they said reported that she jumped on a bunch of children to try to save their life from being shot. And she's the woman that her husband, hours later, hearing the news, had a massive heart attack and died.
Yeah.
That left 4 kids without both parents in this situation.
Even if I'm not carrying that day and I see something going on, I've got a knife. I've got a lot of pent up aggression. I promise that shooter will be the last thing I will be the last thing they see.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Game over. Because even if you shoot me, adrenaline's a hell of a drug.
Right. Which they knew from the report of the officer at the school that opened fire on him first when he ran into the school. He dropped his bag that had ammunition in it. So they knew he only had ammo in that weapon. That was it.
And I'm telling you, without any kind of training, his shots, doesn't matter how, doesn't matter.
Yeah, what kind of cops, like we were talking about and everything, Dean puts up there. How can cops stand outside and tase parents while kids are being killed? No. Exactly. That's what we're asking these questions to Uvalde's police department down there.
Oh, I'm not asking him questions. I want every single one of your resignations. Every single one of them.
Well, I demand answers.
I don't want answers. I want you to suffer. I want your unit to be held accountable. I want you to suffer. I don't give a shit about your answers. And the ones that were tasing parents, I want you to rot in prison. Because at least those parents had the balls to do what you weren't going to do. They wanted to go in and get their kids. You just sat out there and looked pretty. That's it. That's all you were good for.
And then to top that off, just hours after it happened, you think the man who's in the President of the United States office would have condolences for the family and all this. All he did was make a ploy. This is a great time to get into bills about gun control.
Yeah.
That was all it came out of that message. You know.
And Beto O'Rourke is a piece of shit for using it to try and push gun control in Texas.
Let me tell you, they said Biden's going down to Uvalde. You know what that ploy is? Now they can say President of the United States has been down to the southern border. That's exactly what they're going to use it for. You watch and see.
I'm not thinking evil thoughts. I promise. I'm an innocent boy.
You're not going to Uvalde, are you? He's closer than I am. He's a lot closer than Larson is.
Unfortunately, with him coming to Texas, I know he's going to have a massive amount of security. Now, I'm not saying anything along that lines. Let me clarify.
No.
I just know he's going to have increased security, and odds are he's going to have an armored vehicle. He's going to be basically well protected the whole time because he and Kamala Harris have actively both been avoiding Texas.
I bet he don't come up.
Religiously.
Double comes.
They have been avoiding Texas religiously.
Oh, yeah.
They don't go to any Republican states at all because the last time they did, they got ran out. They did.
Exactly, Dean. Dean put a good comment up there. I'm going to put it on the screen.
$40 billion to Ukraine, but we can't give veterans better anything. We can't give schools the security they deserve. I promise. I'll fix this problem real quick. You hire a veteran at a salary of about $40 a year, and you tell them, hey, you bring your own guns, your own equipment. Your job is to protect this school. That dude's going back in the mindset of, I got to kill somebody today.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day he goes in, and he is looking for it. He is waiting for that dude to make that mistake. He is all about I'm going to use my one for the day. He is all about fuck around and find out real quick. He is going to make sure the dude lady, whatever, decides that I'm going to go shoot up a school. That veteran is a better shot, better trained, and has way more aggression. Way more than somebody bullied in school.
And you're right, Dean. It does average out to 400,000 per school. 54 billion to Ukraine.
Oh, it's gone up since I last saw.
Yeah, 54 billion.
Yeah.
Our tax dollars that we had no say-so over.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be one veteran that's using dragon's breath to put down a threat. If you don't know what it is, look it up. No, we don't. They don't care about us. They've proved they don't care about us. And I want every single one of you to network with your friends, your friends' friends, your friends' friends' friends. I want you to get everybody on this show because I want to start a movement. I want to get the Patriots going again. Real Patriots. Let's get that 3% rolling again. You invite a friend, they invite a friend, they invite a friend. We can get a couple hundred people here in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Because I want to go and remind them. I've been talking about it a while. Let's get a bunch of tea, get a bunch of tannerite, push it out in the middle of a lake and blow it up. And send a message saying, if you don't calm down, you're next. They can't arrest us all. The second they start to move against the people, obviously they don't care about the people.
Right.
It is your duty as an American citizen to overthrow tyranny that is in the United States Constitution. It is when tyranny becomes law, revolution becomes duty. And I've seen a lot of stickers about that, and I've seen a lot of posters and a lot of posts on social media. Why don't we actually stop talking about it and start doing something? Why is the silent majority still staying silent? We have seen record gas prices ever, food prices. We've watched them blow up food processing plants. I heard that they're now running around and blowing up gun manufacturers. If y'all don't think some shit's going on, stop watching. I don't want people that don't want to do anything. I don't want people that aren't going to be active with me. I don't want people that are afraid. I want people that are pissed. I want people that are absolutely furious at the state of this country and the leadership and powers that be. These people are corrupt. Joe Biden is retarded. He can't form a sentence. He's senile. We can't get a mental health check on him, yet we required President Trump to get one magically. Right. But we can't get this jackass to go and sit behind somebody and actually have it be honest. Hillary Clinton is still going around and stacking bodies. I saw a thing the other day where somebody had reported they saw Jeffrey Epstein in Istanbul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's really dead, but nothing came out of the Hunter Biden. The FBI lost his laptop. Over 2 years, they couldn't figure out where his laptop was when it was turned in. Thankfully, the dude had the brilliance to make a copy of the hard drive. We managed to get that submitted for evidence, but we haven't seen anything come up from that since then. I mean, look at the media. Look at Google. I proved Google's corrupt. Hillary Clinton was supposed to be going to trial for her 30,000 emails back in 2019. That never had anything come from it.
Right.
So they're protected. There's too much money, and it's all being robbed from us. And if that doesn't piss you off, get the hell out of my show. Stop watching me. I want people that are active, want to interact, and want to grow this network so that we can actually go and do something.
That's why our forefathers put it in the Constitution and in the Bill of Rights.
They
foresee what could happen if a government became tyrannic or too powerful over the people. That's why they wrote it in there.
Oh, yeah, Dean, you're right on that one. So Get your friends, get your family, get everybody that's going to be just as pissed as I am, and let's go do. Why does Antifa and Black Lives Matter get to be all over the media? They want to portray patriots as terrorists. I don't like that title. Y'all shouldn't like that title. They did that for weeks. Patriots are the new terrorists. Patriots are the new terrorists. If you have love for your country and you want to do something to deal with the government, you can hate your government, still love your country. You can. I hate this government. This government's stupid. Look at Finland. Finland had record corruption. They got rid of every single one of them, instilled a new governing body. Every requirement was they had to be 40 or 50 years of age and a clear background. And they turned their economy around. Why not do the same thing? I don't give a. Obviously, there's corruption on both sides of the parties. Republicans and Democrats, because if there wasn't, the Republicans would be acting more towards the people. But there are still a lot of them that are just...
There is a lot of them that way.
So I can't trust any of these jackasses. I can't. So I want to go and fix the problem. They've already proved that they're going to cheat in any election ever. Now we've got this new thing, monkeypox, coming out magically before another election's coming up. They lied, said that your mail-in ballots are not knowledgeable. They can't track who's voting Republican or Democrat. But if you look at the serial numbers on the back of the mail-in ballots, there's an R or a D.
Yep.
Not only that, tens of thousands of ballots were lost in Georgia. So all the enlisted over there, their mail-in ballots didn't get a count. There's people over in Pennsylvania whose ballots were found in the side of a road. Those ballots never got caught or counted. And then let's not forget the fact that this dude has the weakest track record in the history of presidents ever.
Right.
And he magically got 87 million votes. Not only that, you've got the
And
Speaker,
Dean, I agree with you. We all
or
are.
not Nancy Pelosi, the old guy, Speaker of the House, who has admitted that New York and Virginia allow illegal immigrants to vote in their elections for who's going to represent their districts. Now, New York is trying to push that as well. They don't want people coming from communist states, communist countries. They want these people that are blind, that are listening to the promises of these Democrats. Look at any Democratic district ever. They are the crappiest. Look at California. It is a giant cesspool at this point in time. People are fleeing California.
Hey,
Hollywood's looking at moving to Georgia because they can't maintain shit. They lie. They're laundering money. They've got $180,000 paycheck a year, and somehow they're making $27 million. Where's that money coming from? How are you a millionaire on a salary that's $180,000? I know people that make $180,000 that are still struggling out here because it's all falling to shit. So why do you get to be the elites? I want to show every single one of these elites you're touchable. You are. Doesn't matter how much money, how much power, how much fame, wealth, fortune, whatever you have, nobody is indestructible.
No. And people, if you want to know about the election, me and Cameron were live that night on another world record on another network and everything the whole night. And we seen exactly what was happening. Cameron went to bed going, no problem. 3 hours later, Cameron got up and went, what the hell happened?
No, it was another word, but we can't.
I know. I was being nice. You used it.
Yep. There, of the 5 remaining states that were still there, 3 of them had a 90% turnout rate or greater. 2 of them were sitting at 85 and 87% turnout. Record turnouts. Great high turnouts. Should have been end of everything. Go to bed. All right, Donald Trump's got it. We've got another 4 years that I can relax. Wake up. 98% turnouts, 115% turnouts, 110% turnouts, 112, 101. That's not physically caught myself, Carl.
Yeah, I know you did.
That's not physically possible. The only way that's possible is there's fake mail-in ballots. They're throwing mail-in ballots away, and they're allowing illegal immigrants to vote.
We watched everything for the next few hours on what was being reported on boats being found on the roadside, boats being found and transported state to state to state, and everything. It was a nightmare, folks. It was a nightmare.
So if you don't think that this country is corrupt right now, not this country, this government is corrupt.
Yeah, 2,000 Mules. Yeah, it's a good video.
Yeah, and now the media is trying to destroy that video from being portrayed anywhere, just like they got rid of the Patriot Facebook thing that they had. What was it?
We all made the same mistake, Dean.
They got rid of Parler as soon as it came out.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is for y'all to all be able to do free speech and do what y'all want to do. It's not regulated. We're not going to have fact checkers.
You got a gun fail?
I do have a gun fail.
It's half of the time.
I just want
and
to...
folks, I didn't get him riled up tonight. He got himself riled up.
Well, somebody stole my cooler yesterday, so I was already in a pissed mood.
Yeah, while he was in traffic.
So I'm not going to play the audio because I don't want to. I know it's got his photo on, and I'm hoping we don't get flagged for this. But
so if he does, he can come on the show.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. If you see us using you, man, don't be mad. You do a lot of gun fails, and it's really hard to find these now. I'd love to interview you and talk differences between AKs and ARs because I know you're an AK fanatic. And that's using the word lightly. You are addicted to AKs. Yes, that is a bullet-resistant helmet.
Yeah, I've seen this video.
Yeah. And that's a pistol.
Yep. And that's a dumbass.
And that's a concussion.
Yeah, at least.
That's one dumb, brave.
This guy is walking the fine line between bravery and stupidity.
He really trusts that guy, you know it?
Oh, yeah. One couple inches down, and he's getting shot in the throat.
Oh, yeah.
Just why?
Why would you do that?
I mean, there was a case where a couple of drunk rednecks were shooting each other with body armor with a 22, and they got arrested. And their phrase was, "I thought this was America." Technically, you're right, but you're also shooting each other, which is illegal.
Hey, Crystal, send it to Cameron. She's got a brand new clip for an AK up at her store.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I just...
Or give it to Vincent.
My patience is running very, very, very thin for how I've hoped and prayed that diplomacy would finally take over and we'd start to see a trend and a change, but we haven't. We've seen the games change. They just get dirtier and dirtier. They keep blowing up food processing plants. They're running up gas prices. The next lockdown we have will not be a government mandated one.
Mm-mm.
It won't be. It will be because we cannot afford to go anywhere, buy anything, do anything. We're all going to get really skinny. We're going to be on the verge of starvation. I still think the end of the times are coming. And here's why. This is one thing that I follow with Christianity very, very actively because I've seen the signs for Valhalla and Ragnarok. The wolf has been seen in the clouds. Fenrir is coming. But as far as Christianity goes, when it talks about the signs of the apocalypse, it talks about 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. You have war, famine, pestilence, and death. Death being the final horse. We are constantly living in 7 years, or in the 250 something years America's been around. 200, coming up on 250. America's been around. We've known a total documentation of 7 years of peace. It's a lot of war. War has been known throughout forever. Since the dawn of man, war has been here.
Right.
Now, as far as pestilence and famine go, pestilence being the plague, obviously we're living through one currently. COVID, now we're getting monkeypox. We've had Ebola. We've had avian flu, swine flu. We have
SARS. We've had
SARS. We've had plagues coming left and right and come back and forth. And then we showed the video of this plague being a man-made product of the Pope, the King Cobra venom. If you don't remember that video, please go check it out. It should still be in the Discord. But now we're seeing famine in its finest. They're actively blowing up food processing plants.
They're starving babies.
Yeah, you can't get formula anymore, and they're advising you not to breastfeed. Blows my damn mind. Something that has been done for millennia. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's bad for your kids. Breastfeeding is bad for your kids. And then Fauci magically comes out with a formula that's going to save everybody. Fauci, if you, God, I want to get hands on that dude.
I'd like to know what happened to him. You ain't heard or seen or anything of him.
Just, I'm going to take all the Viagra and do evil deeds to that man and make him cry in a shower, praying for death. Yep. I hate Fauci with a passion. That corrupt bastard. But now we're seeing the plagues. Now we're seeing famine. So the 4 horsemen are here, or 3 horsemen are here. Death is the final.
Right. You had that and COVID. You had a lot of death in COVID.
Yeah.
You got to look at that.
Yeah, there is a mass amount of death, but death has always been here. But death himself, the horseman of the apocalypse coming here, is the end of times. We're literally just waiting for the last hammer or nail in the coffin, and he's coming.
Mm-hmm.
We are breaking every seal possible. If I think the end of the world is here because we're just too retarded to do anything about it. And the sooner we go and deal with this crap, the sooner we can go back to containing everything. Jay Pilot about the Union Pacific trying to cut their fuel by over 25%. So most transplant. Yeah. No, and watch, somebody's going to see this video. Oh, you can't say that about Fauci. I'm sorry. You had actors and actresses and talk show hosts holding the head of Donald Trump covered in blood.
Right.
You were actively calling for the assassination of the president of the United States when it was a Republican. And that is the one phrase that is not covered by free speech. Calling for the death of a president, and don't take this out of context, you dirty bastards. I know that y'all love to do this. That's why I've been cautious and careful on how I play your games. That way I don't get in trouble. Fauci is not protected by that shit. The president of the United States is. Fauci can get bent. But when y'all were doing it for Donald Trump, everybody was like, oh, you're a hero. You're outspoken. You're so wonderful. You called for the death of the president. You should be going and rotting in prison. Like, that's a felony. It's not just, oh, it's no. You actively called to kill somebody, for somebody to go and kill him. And y'all were praising each other for this crap. If that doesn't show a double standard, if I said, I want to go and kill blah, blah, blah right now, I guarantee at some point in time in the next probably 2 years, I'd be in handcuffs.
Mm-hmm. Probably sooner than that.
Yeah. All because I said it and I don't support him. And if you don't support the left, they are Hillary Clinton's got suicide hotline on speed dial. And I'm not talking about the one you call when you're sad.
Mm-mm.
She has Hitman and Kamala Harris. God, Kamala Harris, just go back to sucking dick. Go do what you do best and how you got into politics. Go back to your knees, stick something in your mouth, and just shut up.
Well, that's why the Democrats got to keep Sleepy Joe healthy enough to stay in there, because they sure in the hell don't want Kamala and Pelosi up there.
Yeah, all because somebody said stuff in a locker room. And now, look at Elon Musk. He just said he wasn't going to vote Democrat ever again. The day after he said that, sexual harassment case.
Yep.
Not 24 hours later, sexual harassment case. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know how influential he is. They know how influential he is to these young kids. People love Elon Musk. And because he's saying these Democrats aren't trustworthy, they've got to shut him up. But he's too rich and powerful for them to just go and assassinate. So they have to they're doing the same crap they did to Trump. Hey, he diddled a porn star at some point in time. I mean, Donald Trump is one of the few men that have ever gotten away with touching a porn star, and they had to pay him for it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're playing these games to shut everybody up and make us be afraid. Don't be afraid. Be violent. Violence is no longer the answer. The answer is yes. Violence is the question. I hope the NSA watches me. I do. And I hope y'all screw up one day and come in, because I say stuff in my house a lot that I don't say on here. Me and my roommate like to talk. And I hope I can screw every one of you with a lawsuit, because I know y'all wiretap. Wiretapping was banned in the 80s. You got busted. Hillary Clinton got busted by Russia wiretapping the president of the United States. We did nothing to her about that.
Well, they hear you all the time. You got Alexa.
I don't give a shit. Listen to me. I can understand Luke's concerns and everything. I don't have enough F's for them. If they want to come and play games, I've got plenty of prizes to hand out.
Mm-hmm.
I will. The only way I get to go to Valhalla is by dying in a battle that is greater than my own. So if I want to go and see Odin, y'all are just doing me a favor. And I'm sure there are plenty. Y'all do realize Norse paganism is coming back in force. Actively, there's about 40,000 Norse pagans in America. And this is a very, very violent religion. 40,000 people stacked up against, a couple thousand of security. How terrified are you going to be when we run in with flashbangs and axes? I'm going to be in whitey tighties, just so y'all know. That's going to scare. Even if you live, you're going to be scarred for life. Aaron, you can choose whatever religion you want. This is all. America was founded on the beliefs that you are able to practice any religion, any faith, any free speech you'd like, and it's the land of opportunity. And I am a bit biased against the Muslim faith for obvious reasons, but
Chad, it's not Luke down there.
It's me, it's Larson.
It's a Larson we haven't seen for a long time.
And I'm kind of afraid to interrupt this man.
Oh, interrupt him. He can't reach down and smack you, so don't worry about it. He would like to try, but
he probably have high connections with our gods.
Yeah. Watch this happen. Yoink! Welcome to America. How did I get here?
And that's when you're supposed to go, what?
Yeah, right.
He's been wanting to come over to the States real quick. We can fix that problem. Yoink! How did I get to Texas? Rage.
Rage.
That's what it's all about, people. Is just what Dean said down there.
Yeah. No. I'm more of a libertarian mindset. Smoke your weed, have your guns, do whatever the hell you want, sleep with whoever you want. Just don't annoy me with it.
Right.
What?
Black Lives Matter and Antifa, they want to annoy everybody with it. And I just want to shove my boot up your ass.
Whatever I do,
move.
is my business. But when it comes to the country, we all have to stand up together.
Yeah, so the more y'all network with people, the sooner we can get this game going. Because I'm tired of playing their game. I want to play my game.
That's what we tell them, Sally.
Come
across the southern border. They'll give you money and a bus ticket and a new phone and all that good stuff.
Well, the thing is, I'm going to have to vote for the goddamn Democrats.
No, you don't have to.
No, you don't have to.
I just have to say.
You just have to say you're going to vote for them.
They're going to get, if you come into Texas, they're going to be real nice. You want to go see the guy who gave you permission to come in and gave you all this money? You're going to Washington, D.C.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna have to train for that one, so my gag reflex is ready.
You just got all you got to do is come in and say no speaky English.
No hablo inglés, señor.
No hablo inglés, señor.
There you go. You got it down. That's all you got to do.
Go get sunburned before you come in, though. You got to look really.
They're going to try every language to talk to you and say,
mi hablas español.
Right.
Bueno.
Where are you from? I don't know.
No, speaking.
I was scared for my life.
Speaking English.
No, I think Carl just needs to go ahead and sign that adoption form real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get over here quick?
Luke's getting one drawn up, so
you smack my name in there, so
there we go.
You're adopting these two? They have parents. Yeah, but they don't want them anymore.
But I got to find out if I can claim them on taxes first.
Yeah, true. Shit, I might adopt them. I'll be your daddy.
They need to be walking around. Oh, daddy. Oh, daddy.
Where's my allowance, daddy?
Gives allowance, gets a Glock.
Nah,
this is not an allowance.
Nope. I'm great friends with them. I love them to death, but I don't love them that much. Sorry, Chad.
Oh,
thank you, Barbara.
I just yep. Happy belated birthday, Carl.
I know the old man turned older.
Yep, I saw it come up on the feed, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna shoot him a message real quick.
I know. I appreciate all the birthday support and everything.
But seriously, y'all, network with your friends, network with your family, let everybody know. Come check us out. Let's go do something. It doesn't have to be violent. It doesn't, but we need to make our voices be known. And not just ours, us three right here, all of y'all.
Yeah.
Every single one of y'all should be able to come together and be like, hey, make some new friends, meet some new people. There should be some beer. It's a veteran or a patriot event. Of course, there's going to be alcohol of some kind.
Right.
But let's go blow up some tea. Let's actually go, because what are they going to do? Oh, they're extremists. They blew up some tea. Okay. How does that affect anybody? It's not like we were burning cities to the ground.
No.
It's not like we were killing people in their businesses and curb stomping people on the streets. It's not like we were running around with Molotovs and masks and bricking each other. We got together, we had a party, we filmed it, and we shared it out, and we blew up some tea.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't say I was old, Barbara.
Yeah. I mean, all we wanted to do was recreate the Boston Tea Party.
A more modernized version of it.
A little bit more modernized version, yes.
I can do that and take a couple of tea bags outside and blow them up.
Mm-hmm.
And then invite everybody in for a good deal on beer.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Go put your guns away. Let's go get drunk.
Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah.
It's not hard to get your voices, and we don't have to be violent immediately like they do. We just have to let them know we're getting sick and tired of this crap. And it's either time for you to stop playing these games and grow up and start taking care of the country that you swore an oath to protect. I don't give a crap if you've got another oath, because we all know you're bought out by probably the Rothschilds. You swore an oath when you went into office, and if you don't want to uphold that oath, then you don't need to be in office anymore. I don't know how Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, we need to push for term limits and age limits. We really do. People that are about to die should not have to dictate what the people that are still going to live for the next 40 years are going to do. Joe Biden is on his deathbed. How he is still going, and Nancy Pelosi's wearing a mask. If y'all haven't seen that, it's terrifying.
Well, her liver's got to be petrified,
It's probably,
like the rest of her.
Yeah, it's probably a rock right now. Yep, more alcohol. All right, straight to the bladder. Just pee it out already, Nancy. We can't handle this anymore.
Oh, it's getting bad, folks, and
But
we all know it. We all talk about it on all the shows. So share it out to your friends. Tell them about it. Get them to listen. You know, I've talked to a lot of people. We had a couple of people on Vincent's show the other night. Fantastic couple. Elderly black couple on there. They don't watch TV. They didn't know exactly what was going on with a lot of stuff. But the stories they had to tell us was fantastic.
Come on, share this out. The only way this is going to grow is with y'all's help. We've been trying to grow it ourselves, but we can't do it alone. And people need. Oh, he kicked me right in the nuts. Oh,
You didn't need them anyway.
Oh, he kicked me right in the testicles. Oh, you dirty bastard. Oh,
He'll make them feel better.
What?
You just got tagged clean. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. And if Sheridan doesn't work, send it directly. Harass your friend.
Right. Share the show over there to them. Say, watch this show.
Hey, come see this. You're going to want to watch this. She's wearing a mask because the Russian vodka is rotting her face. It's rotting her whole body.
Yeah.
How she's still alive with that raging alcoholism, I'm sure she's got like 5 DUIs and just nobody knows about them. She's probably drove drunk more times than I've been alive.
Oh, yeah.
She is not, well, she has a chauffeur. She's rich.
Yeah.
But why do you want to ban guns, Nancy? You're protected with guns. The president's protected with guns. Hillary Clinton's protected with guns.
If you ban guns, then we got to take the guns away from the Secret Service and
he has a license. He has a license. No, it doesn't work that way.
I got a license.
Yeah, I've got a license. It's a little old, dated back to 1776, but it's still my license.
My forefathers gave it to me.
Mm-hmm. Passed down from generation to generation. So if they're going to have guns and you want to violate this Constitution, the United States Constitution is not a living document. It was set in stone. It is the closest to the actual translation of set in stone as physically possible.
Right.
The forefathers saw how a country was ran and they wanted to protect their country from doing the same thing. This document is not up for discussion. It is not up for fair games. And if you want to say that, well, Second Amendment only applies to muskets, same can be said about media. You have to go back to the old school newspaper method where you have to lay out every single individual block. If you want to document anything, it's a quill and paper, and you have to make your own ink.
Right.
If you want to play that game, it can't just be for one of them. So no, it's not. It is
Not for one, one for all.
It was designed to go with the movements of the generations and movements of technologies and life and time. It was set there so that way when new shit came out, it still applied. The forefathers had great foresight on how this country should have been ran.
Mm-hmm.
But there's all sorts of clauses. Bump stock bans, that's a violation of the Second Amendment Constitution or rights. Then you have bump stocks. You have binary trigger bans. You have fully automatic weapon bans. Can't have vertical foregrips on a pistol. Can't have street sweeper shotguns because they're a destruction device. Can't have anti-tank rifles because it's a destructive device.
You can't have ghost guns.
Ghost guns. God, that term alone. No, it's not meant to be up for discussion. Hey, you want an anti-tank rifle? You want a 14.9 SOP? If you can afford it, it's yours. But they also didn't foresee nuclear bombs.
No.
That one's kind of hard to predict.
Yeah.
So that one, I can't agree with everybody. I can't agree with anybody having nuclear bombs. Nuclear should be mainly used for energy. Energy, it is the most green energy out there. Solar plants cause so much heat, they will cook a bird flying over them.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Not figuratively, not, oh, it's going to be a little hot heat stroke. No, it will cook a bird to the point where you can eat it by it flying over top of it. That's how hot those are. The wind turbines, great for energy, but completely dependent on the wind. Also, they use greases and oils and hydraulic fluids in them. That's not green for the environment. It's hilarious when you see the photo of the wind turbine that is leaking hydraulic fluid out the bottom of it, and they have to go clean it with a solution that is not green for the environment because that solution has to be able to eat up the hydraulic fluid.
Right.
No. Wind energy isn't the cleanest one. Even with water energy, that's a great utilization because the tides are constant, reoccurring, and they're always going to be there. So it's not dependent on the wind, but it's still going to have hydraulic fluids to it. It's still going to have something.
Exactly, Barbara. If your guns aren't registered, they don't know what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, cops took away. I own 22 guns. Cops came and took away 3 of them. How many do I have left?
22.
54 because I lied.
Mm.
I don't give a shit. But yeah, solar panels eat up land everywhere. They're moving them out into the oceans. I'm having to do training with people on those shit right now. Those are going to be extremely dangerous for those guys working in them. Don't get me wrong, nuclear energy can be dangerous, but there are plenty of safe factors to add to it to help it stay stable. The only way that it's going to blow up is by somebody getting complacent or somebody purposefully trying to destroy it.
They ain't coming to my door and searching.
No.
That ain't happening up here.
You can have a warrant all you want. That warrant's going to look real pretty painted red.
Yeah, right.
We've got a warrant to come search your house for guns. Let us in. No. What do you mean, no? We have a warrant. That's a piece of paper that's worthless. The only piece of paper I give a crap about is the one that's dated back to 1776. That one says I can own whatever the hell I want to own.
Indeed.
Well, you can't do that anymore. The new laws came out. See, that's an infringement. You know what that is, right? It's tyranny.
We're coming up top of the hour.
And you're trying to be tyrannical by taking away my guns. Bad idea.
Yep.
And do you know what that means?
Yep. 3-3 Lapua pointed straight at that front door.
That's right.
I'll let the neighbors know there's a problem. What happened? Cops tried to come in a stack. What happened? I took out 4 of them. With how many bullets? We only heard 1 shot.
All it took.
That's all it needed. My favorite is, hey, we just want to talk to you. How many are there? 2 of us. You can talk to each other. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is the top of the hour. Get this shared to your friends. Get it shared out. Let them know that I want to do something. This is getting old. This country's going to hell in a handbasket, and I'm tired of living in it. I can't afford gas. I can't afford food. I can't even afford a new cooler to replace the one I just lost. So, no, let's 35 a year should be a respect. Man used to be able to work 40 hours to cover his whole family, buy a house, buy a vehicle. Wife could stay home. Can't do that anymore. Now you've got kids working 2-3 jobs. I've had 5 and 7 jobs at times just to get by.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all want to keep living in this, or do y'all want to try and make things better again? But on that note, as always, I'm Cameron.
And I'm Carl.
And I'm Larson.
This is Gunny, and this is the Second Amendment Ranch. Y'all have a good night.